And we're live! Okay, good evening, folks, and welcome back to the Wildlands campaign. We are at a very exciting moment. I'll just give a few sentences to catch us up from last week. You guys interrogated an orc shaman by the name of Kroth Kovacs, or Krovox, and got some information out of him and decided to let him go with some misinformation of your own. Not sure how effective you were at providing that misinformation, but that's what happened. You then continued to travel, but ran into difficulties on the road, as travel in the Wildlands is extraordinarily dangerous. Case in point, you have run into some strange, seemingly Earth-based cultists upon the road. And you're not exactly sure where you are, but they were smashing a burial marker of the Aarakocra, Akiri's people. And combat quickly ensued. I added a bunch of more combat music, so I keep having to adjust the volume. They seemed very keen on capturing your friend Curls. They called her the Frilled. So we're going to find out how that goes. But as combat has gone on, there have been many twists and turns, including the random wild magic effects, the earth elemental surfacing, the crunching, crashing through the snow as weapons and spells go flying. Okay. Brief. You just were hit by a spell. Some muttered words caused you, a command spell caused you to run for your life. You fled the scene, and with your boots of speed, were very swift indeed. And you are now way off to the east side of the map. Am I still coming through okay? Cool. The thing and that's what just happened. So, Breath, you are consumed by this command, this need to flee. Your boots zipping over the light snow on the winding path. Their magic being expended to push you forward at this incredible pace. And right as you are kind of skidding to a stop and saying to yourself, just a second, as the magic fades, just a second, why did I do that? You go crashing into a woman wearing a black hood and carrying a crossbow. She was rather easy to miss. You didn't see her until you literally smacked into her. But she was bending over some tracks, some big tracks in the path, and was well hidden despite her in the shadows. But you just crashed into her, and Kalda.
Hey.
You immediately realize that the sounds you've been hearing have been those of combat. And you are going to roll initiative as soon as I set up your character properly. So just 1 second.
Hi, big fella.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I'm sorry for running into you, but I really have to be going.
Oh, playing the fight the other way.
Spend my turn running, basically undoing my previous turn.
No, this is your turn. That was your turn. We are picking up.
Was it?
Yeah, you just took your turn. That's where we ended.
Oh, okay. I misremembered.
So you just took your turn, and as your turn ends, you smack into Kalda. So you can exchange a few words, but it will be the end of your turn.
I have to get going back the way I came. I don't know why I was running, but I need to run back. So bye.
He is.
People out here.
Sorry?
What are you people doing out here?
Well, we're on our way to Akiri's place.
Who?
Unfortunately, you are going to have to roll initiative now. So, go ahead and you should see your character right here. I'll pull you to it, or I'll pull everybody to it. Did that work? No.
See me.
My computer has been fine all this time, and now it wants to crap the bed. Okay, do you see yourself now?
I've been centered on myself.
Oh, okay. Well, select yourself and click the roll initiative button at the top of your character sheet.
Do it. Got my token.
Select your token, and then go to your character sheet in the journal.
Just in the journal.
Yeah, so go to the journal at the top right.
Mm-hmm. Character sheet.
Yep, and there should be a roll initiative button at the top.
The character sheet?
Of the character sheet. There's an initiative. Where does it say initiative? Click initiative.
Yeah, it probably just says initiative. It's
Click
sort
the
of
word
in the
initiative.
top middle.
Did that do it?
Yep. And you have now been automatically added to the initiative order.
Oh, isn't that clever?
Okay. So you are actually off the map. Having just been crashed into by this hefty barbarian lad. Well, he was about 30. This hefty barbarian man wearing some light armor, carrying this big two-handed hammer, and with this interesting tattoo along his forearm of dolphins. And he definitely looks like very friendly, but like he has just run from the middle of combat. So you are about 80 feet off to the right of the map.
Okay.
So that's what the tens column and the ones column is what I have on your character sheet there. Your character token, not sheet. Bella, you don't know that just happened, although perhaps Kalda gave a shout or something. of surprise, but otherwise you are very focused on the combat occurring right near you. Several cultists have just stood up, I believe. Yes, there was a chain of them. Each one kind of healing the next, so they are now up and about. Bella, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, it's your turn.
Alrighty. I am going to take my turn as fast as possible, and then I'm going to go put this angry Chubbins to bed.
Got it.
So I am going to pull out my bow, and I am going to shoot.
You stopped at the word shoot.
I'm going to shoot the guy that I pinged. The guy in front. I can ping him again.
Okay.
Yes. And will a 19 hit him?
It will.
Alright, that's 5 piercing damage. And then I'm going to turn to the little construct that's standing right next to me, and I'm going to say, change directive. Guard that bush.
It looks right into your face with those crazy eyes. It is not allowed!
Well, it's worth a try.
And he jabs at you with a javelin.
Does it hurt?
Yes.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And you are aware that he will take an attack of opportunity if you try to cross the stream.
Yeah.
Or move away from him.
That's good to know.
What's your AC? I have it here.
I
Your
have
AC
it.
is 13, so he hits you.
I haven't moved.
Yeah, he's attacking you anyway.
Oh.
On your
Okay.
turn. So he jabs you with his little javelin for 7 points of damage. Yeah! So he hits about as hard as your arrow hit. You can see the cultist bleeding over there. Okay, do you want to move?
No.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Kalda, your reflexes are pretty quick, and you have absorbed the new information swiftly. What would you like to do?
I don't like the cultists. So I think I'm going to step out onto the path, take a shot at one of them.
Okay, you can't actually see them. You guys are around, like, over the hill to the right of the map. So if you want to run toward this scene, you certainly can.
Okay. Yeah, since I have move and then cunning action dash
Ah,
90 feet.
so you can actually move 90.
Yeah.
All right, so you will actually appear right there, right at the edge of the map,
So where my mini is.
where
At the
your
moment?
mini is.
I'd be in the snow or on the path?
You would be on the path, because if you were on the snow,
Just-
that would be difficult terrain.
I'll just put that there.
Calda is being played by James, who is a guest star. See you, Swazi, in the Twitch chat. Hi there. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, so, yes, Calda may be joining us for a couple of sessions. That being the end of the black-cloaked woman's turn, the rest of you are seeing her appear from out of nowhere, really, from out of the damp snow to the east side of this map. And that's about all that happens. Akiri, your turn. Akiri, you sit, you perch, really, more on atop your spider, and next to you is this massive, somewhat man-shaped stone creature. It looks old, ancient, hewn or pulled out of the earth. Every move that it makes seems filled with this incredible momentum as it swings around with its arms and you duck one blow and then the next. It's creepily silent except for the grinding of stones as it swings for you and blocks your blows with its incredibly mighty stone arms. What do you want to do, Akiri? I can't hear you. The muting, it's catching. I'm hearing some noise from somebody.
That's probably me.
Oh.
Yeah, we still can't hear you, Ann.
Okay.
She's going to disconnect and come back.
Okay, while she's doing that, we're going to assume Akiri is taking a delay action for the moment. Krim, you're going to jump in while Curls reconnects.
Okay, I am going to... Can you hear me for one thing?
I hear you.
Sweet. I am going to run out of range of this earth elemental because... Nope.
That will provoke an attack of opportunity.
I will take that.
Okay. The massive arm, the stone as big as your torso, swings round, these lumps of rock at the end looking like a fist. And I will say, it actually only gets it has a 10-foot reach, so it only is taking the attack when you move out of the 10 feet.
Yeah, I can't. Even with shield, I can't block that. So...
Okay, so you are struck. Bam! A hefty blow on the shoulder, dealing 12 bludgeoning damage.
Do I still get an opportunity to attack?
Absolutely. You still have an action.
Okay. And I am going to magic missile. I'm going to split my magic missile between the two imps.
Okay. These are actually lava mephits, or magma mephits.
Magma what?
Mephits. They're like little flying, evil little elementals.
Okay. Actually, I changed that. I'm not gonna split it. I'm going to send all of my magic missile to the one that's 4 squares up.
Up? Oh, yes, in the air. That makes sense. Okay. You can see bright spots on its magma-molded body where it has been struck by other attacks. Okay. 3 purple glowing missiles of arcane energy strike it, each dealing 3 damage for a total of 9. Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
The magma mephit spins around in the air, but stays aloft. It does not seem happy about that.
Good.
Aquitas.
Alright. I am going to... you see me kind of close my eyes and do some crazy hand motions. And I frickin' disappear. And all of a sudden, I am transported to this square here. Wait, that one. Well, you should. I'm trying to.
Alright, they yell at you. It is not allowed! You gonna shoot at that guy?
I like those double 19s. That's pretty good.
19 to hit will certainly hit, and you are pouring eldritch and acid power from your magic ring into this attack. Are you doing anything else with it, or is that all? Or maybe you don't have another option, actually. Okay, so 14.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm getting used to going back to push to talk. I think I am going to move a little bit. My bad. I am going to move up to get on the path right above the court.
Alright.
Nope, I take that back. I'm staying where I was. My bad. My turn's over.
Emmy, can we hear you now? No, we cannot. Is it a push to talk problem? Is it a microphone problem?
She was saying on Discord that her Wi-Fi is just gone to shit.
Oh.
And so there could be an actual connectivity issue at play.
That's a bummer. Well, if that's a problem, try turning off your camera. On roll 20. You never know. I still don't hear anything. Okay, we're going to keep going for the moment. Equitas, I believe that is the end of your turn. You have blasted the enemy with 14 points of damage.
Yep, and I am going to stay right where I am.
He's somewhat bruised by the acid that is seeping under his skin. He says, "That hurt."
It's gonna hurt more in a minute.
Okay. I'm still not hearing Emmy. So we're gonna go to Mavra, and then we're gonna try again with Emmy before the bad guys go. And Emmy, if you have to type up what you do on your turn, start typing. Because I want you to survive! Live! Mavra, your turn. The dwarf fighter.
Okay, I'm gonna move, and then I'm going to get my cross.
Okay.
Maybe. And I'm attacking the main guy.
A natural 20. Do we have a theme song for you yet?
No.
Aw, that's too bad. So, a natural 20. Your crossbow bolt fires straight at his eye. Chunk! It will not pop his eye, but it will scratch right over it. Probably incredibly painful. So that is going to be, looks like 5 points of piercing.
Yes.
Very nice. That hurt. Is that the end of your turn?
It is.
Okay. Emmy.
So on Discord, Emmy said, turn is super simple, sacred flame on the big asshole in my face, and then spiritual weapon to also smack him in the face.
The massive, hulking earth elemental doesn't manage to dodge out of the way of your holy laser beam. I don't see you rolling with spells, but maybe you're still having trouble. I don't actually know how much he's supposed to take, so here's a d4.
There we go, 2 radiant damage.
Oh, okay, 2 radiant damage. The laser beam of holy light from Zhurk himself actually manages to damage him. This stone actually has a scorch mark where the holy light has blasted it. It's like rotating the blob of earth and rock that serves as its head. And then you're also casting spiritual weapon, you said. So I think you have to make an attack for that. So just go and do it.
So 16 to hit.
$16 to hit. The glowing conjuration of a... I'm trying to remember what your spiritual weapon is. I can't remember. A sword for now. Oh yeah, it is a sword. It's a rapier. It's a specific rapier of the sword wings. The glowing representation of that weapon goes flying straight at the elemental being. And it goes twing and bends. Boing. 16 is not a hit. This thing is tough. Do you want to do anything else, Akiri?
At least the holy laser beam worked.
Marked. Okay. It's the bad guy's turn. One thing I'm going to do is... this guy is going to run over to the stream and yell at Equitas. It is not allowed! And he waves his javelin at you. He does seem to be slowly disintegrating. That one was created second, but he is slowly... They're both slowly disintegrating. They will not last super long. Then... we're going to have the magma methods go. The magma methods... the one I just pinged... does he get his breath weapon back? I think that's a no, actually. Let me double check. Yeah, that is a no. He does not get his breath weapon back. Okay. What about the other one? That's still alive. It hasn't been reduced to a pile of bubbling slag. Wow. They both fail. Okay. That's fine. Seeing that Krim just attacked one of his fellows, or one of their number, the two flapping bat-winged things made of lava swoop down toward Krim. Dive bombing her out of the air and screaming something in Terran, which is the Earth language. Do any of you speak that? I don't believe any of you do.
Can you guys hear this?
I hear that.
Yeah.
Yay!
Welcome
so
back.
somehow, between like jumping on here and then my turn, my headset got muted through my computer, and I have no idea how that happened. So here we are.
Well, you're here now. Welcome back. The methods, they are going to end up only like 5 feet off the ground, so right at head height for Krim. And they're each going to take a swipe at her with their claws. First, the one that she attacked, so he will not get advantage. Actually, he would get advantage. Yes, he would. Doesn't matter. 16 either way. That will hit you with your AC of 14.
I'm gonna throw up shield.
Got it.
And so that's not going to hit me.
Got it. So, the shimmering magical shield protects you as the other method swoops in and attacks with its claws. Hissing and smoking as they swing through the air. He also has advantage, and that will also miss. Alright. You feel the heat of their...
Sweet.
You feel the heat of their flapping wings as they swoop in toward you. But you are untouched. Mark off your first level spell slot, don't forget, and then this guy goes. The Cult Fanatic. He looks from one end of the battlefield to the other end. And he says, "Enough of this. We must use the sacred gifts of the Tao." And the other two say, "But the Forgotten, they will not allow it." He says, "We have no choice." And he reaches into a satchel, and he pulls out this sort of unworked, round, flattish rock. Rather thin. Equitas and Mavra are close enough to see that it has scratched upon it and glowing, these sort of red, glowing runes. And then he takes that rock and he snaps it in half over his knee. Crack! And with the dust that emerges from this broken rock in his fingers, he lifts his hand. And as he does that again and again. And every time he does that, stones lift up from the earth.
Nine hells, this is what I was afraid of.
Choom! Choom! This big choom.
That was that guy?
Choom! Yeah, he's doing it. Actually, there's a faster way of doing this. And then you guys don't know what happens after that to them, because there is a 10-foot tall wall of stone that has burst up from the earth.
I was expecting something a lot more terrifying than that, to be honest.
Well, as you look over there unimpressed, the elemental continues its relentless attack upon you.
No, like, compared to what I have in my face, that's not bad. It's a wall. I'm also a bird, so, I mean...
The elemental scrapes as it continues its attack.
I call this kind of like, maybe that wasn't what I was thinking it was going to be.
27.
To hit?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah, just a little bit. You know, just 10 over my armor class.
The
no
first
biggie.
fist slams into your shoulder, bruising you badly for 11 bludgeoning damage. The second, 21 to hit.
Yeah, because even with a shield, that doesn't change it. I'll take him.
18 bludgeoning. Basically, these big stone arms just punching through you. You can't really stop them with your form. They're just knocking you back and forth.
Sorry, I can't do that math. 1 second.
You just took 29 damage.
Yeah, I know. That hurt a lot.
Mavra and Equitas, you remember the guy who fell here?
Right.
You both, very faintly through the wall, hear this awful noise that sounds like a dagger being plunged into flesh. And then you hear a moaning.
Oh, good. Guys, we've got some bad stuff going on the other side of this wall. Like zombie stuff or something.
Bref, your turn.
Well, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run a lot. I'm gonna run, let me see, right there. Here we go. Boop. That's it. I'm done.
Okay. Bref, you're the only one who can see that, as you've been running back and forth across this area, that among this shattered wood and such over here, there's one piece of wood that has some writing on it, and pulled from among the pieces of wood are some is a small pile of bones.
Really wish I could read right now.
Bella.
Probably Eric Cochran anyways.
Do I hear him remark about wanting to read?
I guess so, yeah.
I feel like I would have some sort of an innate illiteracy sense. Like, I sense a person who can't read in the area.
Also, Bref is not quiet.
Yeah, Bref is not quiet. Bella, it's your turn.
Yes, I am going to move here. No, I'm not going to move quite there. I'm going to move here. And I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the Earth Elemental.
Okay. You know that covers an area, right?
Yes, but it's a 20... Oh... I don't know if I can cast it without hitting QWERTY. Well, yes, I can. I'm going to cast it in a 20-foot cube starting here and going up to here. So it's going to hit it on this side. Okay?
Oh, I see. You're going to use its size against it.
Yes.
Is it taller than everyone else?
Yes, but Akiri is flying, I believe.
She's
I'm sitting on
up on a spider.
Oh, you're up on the spider. Well, that it still might not be that much taller than her. Yes, that area.
Twinkling lights appear in that region. Something fey and other. The creature needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's probably not going to do it.
A 9.
Nope. All right, so he is beautiful, sparkly purple.
Blue, green, or violet?
Purple.
Okay.
So now everybody has advantage against him because I think that we're probably going to need it to hit him. And that's the end of my turn.
He is all sparkly. So you are concentrating on that. Try to keep that in mind. If that's the end of your turn, then Kalda, you are up. You are taking all of this craziness in.
tall are the stone walls?
10 feet high.
The first thing I'm going to do is run on up to my new. I'm going to use my move and my cunning action to dash to 10, 20, 30. I can get to here. Does that seem right?
Yeah. You can actually track your movement if you click and hold on yourself
Huh?
and drag yourself without letting go, and then right click. That it shows the distance.
Okay.
It
Well,
marks
I'm
a
mostly
waypoint.
wondering, do you count diagonals as 5-foot movement?
No. Well, every
Okay.
second diagonal counts as 10.
Okay.
Diagonals are counted as 1.5 squares.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's sort of what I was figuring. That's why I moved up 5
Yep.
feet short.
Cool. Okay. So,
What,
hey, Bref, this woman in black is following you.
Oh, hi again! This is the direction I meant to be running.
Hi. What you got there?
Oh, chocolate block? This is my trusty
No,
warhammer.
no. I mean the writings.
Oh, I don't. It's over on the stick over there, and I point to the grave.
Among the scattered wood pieces, would you even be able to read that from that distance?
It kind of depends on how big it is. If it's
Yeah,
the
it's
standard
not really.
gravestone,
It'd
have to be
you know
like
what?
the big main part.
You know what? I'll give it to you. It is a name in Aarakocra, an Aarakocran name.
Okay. I don't speak it, but I would know the letters. Like I would know
Okay.
that they are Aarakocran letters.
Okay. And then it says, loving wife of Us.
I've probably seen some of these around while scouting, right?
You probably would have seen them occasionally, yes. But you've never seen them attacked before, or the bones collected.
Okay.
It says, yes, it says Kukar, wife of Us.
Right.
Us spelled O-U-S-S.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, go ahead.
Ask my new friend here. So, which are the bad ones and which are the good ones in this fight?
Basically, if they're human or made of stone, they're probably bad. But if they're fighting the stone or fighting the humans, they're probably good.
Sorry,
Be out
Noah.
here hunting humans.
Well, not specifically. These ones kind of just started attacking us.
Right, I can understand that. I want to say that, like, my action was looking at the grave and having this conversation because I'm not really sure what.
That would make sense. Okay, very good. Was there anything like other role playing you wanted to do with that action?
I'm just sort of like on the wall to see if there's any climbing points. Like, is it sheer?
It's pretty sheer.
What about the tree? just
Probably
to the
not
north of
impossible to climb, but
it? What about the tree just to the north of it?
covered in snow, kind of a pine tree.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just sort of checking the situation,
Okay.
staying on alert.
Okay. I would say not impossible to climb either. Akiri.
Okay. Ow! First of all, ow. Secondly, hit him with the spectral sword.
Okay, make an attack.
$25 to hit
That's a hit.
for 9 damage.
What type of damage?
Force. That's probably helpful.
The weapon cracks into the stone, and it does appear to actually damage it. The blade, the force magic of the blade, pushing aside the stone to actually cause cracks to appear. How much damage was it?
9. 9!
The thing doesn't really have reactions, but it does kind of take a half step back.
Cool. That was a bonus action. So, could I use my action or Shrakik's action to disengage from the...
Interesting. You directing Strakik will be your action, because you are not in... you aren't really trained in the use of it.
Right.
But you could try and get Strakik to exit the combat.
We're backing up.
Or you could
Backing
try to
up
get him to
real
bite the enemy.
Yeah, but I'm still in range of it, and I want to get out. I want
Strakik's
to leave.
like, I want to poison this guy.
I'll let her do her thing. She can try. I don't know. I don't have anything for her.
Yeah, no, I have it.
Want me to roll like a
Strakik, the
D20?
giant spider, reaches out to bite. Somewhat pissed off by its presence.
Nice.
I don't blame her.
Wow, that's actually a hit. The fangs scrape across the stone enemy. And you see the poison dribble out. It doesn't go into the thing at all. It's not flesh.
I figured.
And the fangs scrape across and really just scratch the exterior, definitely dealing far less damage than you would expect. Strakik is like, I don't like this. Doesn't really say that because it doesn't talk. But she just kind of shakes her. Yeah, she just kind of shakes her body in an I don't like this kind of manner.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibes of no. Let's GTFO when we can. Okay.
All right, is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. You are deep in it with Strakik. Krim, your turn.
Okay, so I can't get away from these without them having an attack of opportunity on me.
Seems that way.
Okay, then I am going to yell for help. And then I am going to convert sorcery points into a spell slot. I'm going to make a first level spell slot. So I have another use of magic missile.
Okay.
And then I am going to
That's
direct
an
it
action,
at the one.
right?
I think it's a bonus action. I've checked that.
Okay.
To convert sorcery points into a spell slot, and I'm gonna direct a magic missile at the one that I had previously hit.
Okay. Nice. 4 force damage each for a total of 12. You take him down. The force missiles go bam, bam, and poof, he collapses into a pile of magma and drops to the ground, instantly vaporizing the snow in the area. If that's the end of your turn, then it's Equitas.
Wait, just a second. I'm going to move out of the way of the magma and
Sure.
still stay in range.
Okay.
I believe right here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Still feel the beating heat of its wings. Equitas, your turn.
Okay. Hearing Krim scream for help. And I see her move there. I'm gonna move down onto the path here, which should... And I'm going to hit it with an Eldritch Blast to his face.
Cool.
15 to hit.
The eldritch magic flies toward the thing and scatters across its stone and earth form harmlessly. You have not hit.
Poop. Alright.
You just hit a solid part of its body.
Alright, well that's all of me.
Okay. Mavra.
Okay. I'm gonna get my hammer out and see what happens if I hit this wall.
You are going to make an attack roll? Got it. Okay, you miss. I mean, you strike the wall, but your hammer is hitting a solid part of it that, at an angle, that just strikes sparks and turns aside without doing solid damage.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it for now.
Okay. Bad guys. The Scarred Earth Cult makes another move. Mavra, Bref, and Equitas, you're close enough to hear the muttered words of spellcasting from behind the wall. And you hear this other odd sound. Vroom, 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 vroom. Like something moving through the air. Krim.
Yes.
You're getting attacked.
Yay.
Okay. His breath still doesn't recharge. But to keep airborne, he flies, he kind of circles around you, igniting some of the tree or melting the snow off it with the beating of its magma wings, and claws at you. Little burning claws reach out and strike for you. He's trying to claw out your eyes. That will be a terrible miss.
Thank goodness.
Okay. Cordy has been kind of out of it. She's been in a daze since her mushrooms, communing with her mushrooms. So she hasn't been particularly helpful. But, as if waking up for a second, she kind of steps forward and takes a swipe at the back of the Earth Elemental. With her staff. But she will miss. I do believe.
She has advantage on him.
Oh. Yes, she does. Also from flanking.
That tasty advantage.
Unfortunately, that's not any better. She, her poisons and infectious attacks don't seem to be working on this creature. And she grows frustrated. But the Earth Elemental does need to attack, and it is relentlessly going after Akiri, still atop her spider friend.
Isn't he supposed to keep me alive? I thought that's what the deal was.
Somebody's typing.
I'm in.
Boom! 23 to hit.
Akiri's unconscious.
9 bludgeoning damage.
Guys.
Instead of slamming you with its other attack, it reaches down and grabs Akiri's unconscious... Well, it reaches up as she slumps over in the saddle. Grabs her unconscious body and plucks her off of the top of the spider. Srakik is like... and turns around like she's gonna run away. Now riderless. So Akiri is now being held by this thing of stone and earth. Her unconscious body. The thing, it doesn't really make a sound, but it kind of scrapes its head on its shoulders. Have you ever heard, like, stone scraping against stone? It's really loud and painful on the ears. High-pitched noise, too. That's the sound it's making. Penetrating. And you hear something shouted in Terran from inside the wall in response. Ref.
That sound doesn't sound good. I'm gonna get over there now. Whee! Double move action.
How long do those boots last?
10 turns.
Mm.
Or 1 minute.
Okay. Please do keep track of that. Alright, so vroom, Ref runs over there. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. It is not allowed! So you cross the stream. But are you doing so... I guess you have enough movement you could probably do that in a way that doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity?
I mean, honestly, I would probably provoke one from this guy just because I have no idea what they are. I haven't
Yep.
seen them attacking anyone.
So he tries to prevent you from crossing the stream by jabbing at you with his javelin.
And that will be a hit.
I'd also like to note real quick that I lost concentration on the spiritual weapon, so that is down.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, he does 8 damage to you, Bref.
Modron's the true barbarian.
Brutal. Bella's turn.
Okay. I am going to cast Healing Word on Akiri.
Thank you.
Okay. Akiri, get some healing. Is it taking a long time to come in?
Yes, sorry. I was double checking to make sure I had a second level spell.
Good job.
And I'm glad I did. That went from 1 healing to 5 healing.
No, the one was just the higher level. It started
Oh,
at 5. but the
okay,
one
well-
was the addition.
So you get 6 healing.
6 healing anyway.
Alright, she's awake. Terrified, but awake.
You awaken and find yourself grasped in this enormous hand-like stone grip, squeezing you, as you are considered grappled. Suspended in the air in this tireless thing's vice-like grip. But you're awake. It kind of
Yes, I am.
Its head, which has like sort of these divots in place of eyes, just like turns toward you.
She squeaks in fear.
Caldo, your turn.
Balls.
I heard balls.
Balls. Walls.
Oh, walls.
Sorry, dude, we can't hear you. I can like see that you're talking, but I don't hear you.
All I've heard is balls and walls.
Now.
I hear you now. Well, I only heard the word now. Nope.
I don't think your mute button is maybe it's the sword.
We're not picking much up here.
No, we're not hearing you.
What about now?
I hear that.
Okay. I tried adjusting the sensitivity of the microphone, and it seems to have not worked.
Well, it's working now.
Okay. Alright, so this part south of the stone wall is snow, or is it packed?
Yes. Snow, difficult terrain.
It is sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 30 feet. Oh wait, okay, so I'll need to use my cunning action. I'm going to walk over to this to the north of it.
Okay.
So 15. and I'll be in the difficult terrain. So I'll use up the rest of my movement. I should be able to get to the base of the tree and like climbing it
Okay.
as an action.
All right, make an athletics check.
Boo 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 boo. Athletics. It couldn't be acrobatics, could it?
No. You do not succeed in pulling. You have to push your way through all these small branches in order to climb up. It's not so much getting a grip as it is shoving your way through all of these branches on this pine tree, and you actually fail to do that and slip down and poof, just get dumped with a bunch of wet pine needles on your head.
Actually, I don't. I hate pine tree climbing.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I used my move and cunning action to get over to the tree.
Okay.
I guess, can I see this here?
It would probably be acrobatics to climb the wall and athletics to climb the tree, interestingly. What are you saying? Couldn't hear that.
Can I see the ugly Modron?
Through the tree? Not really. You're kind of aware of its presence because it keeps yelling.
Okay. And what can I hear on the other side of the wall?
Muttered speech. Nothing you can make out clearly in the combat.
Does it sound like spellcasting?
Possibly. Or conversation.
Okay.
Okay, Ak-Iri, you are gripped. You're awake, but you are in the grasp of a creature controlled by the Scarred Earth cult. What do you want to do?
Well, so here's the thing. He's holding on to me, which means he can't get away if I try to do an inflict wounds on him. So I'm gonna do a level 1 inflict wounds on that butt.
Okay, you just grab the arm that's grabbing you with both hands and channel
basically
necrotic energy into it. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Or do the inflict
And it's
wounds
advantage,
spell.
so that's a 19.
You do have advantage.
So 12 necrotic.
Okay. That's interesting. Huh. The rot attacks the stone, turning it brittle, flaky. Some of the stone falls away as bits of sand. Hairline cracks appearing in the enormous arm that grips you. You deal the 12 damage, and the thing seems surprised. The massive form kind of shudders a little, and it's like an earthquake.
Alright, that's all I can do.
Okay. Quim.
I'm gonna use my last 2 sorcery points to hopefully not regret this, and turn them into another level 1 spell slot so I can cast Magic Missile and hopefully take down this little magma myth.
Cool. All right. This guy is actually undamaged. And the 3 purple missiles go bam, 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 exploding into him, dealing 12 points of damage. And he feels it and lets out a bubbling magma-like shriek. "12 damage, right? Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna say yes.
Equitas, Mavra, you're on deck.
Alright, I'm gonna say, Krim, I still got your...
I don't think we're hearing you, bro.
Yeah, I had it for a minute. I keep on... I'm having to relearn push to talk. So,
Okay.
shoot an Eldritch Blast at that same method.
Got it.
20 to hit. 7 damage.
That's a hit. Ba-bam. Still not dead, as the force damage blows another hole through a wing.
And I think I'm going to also just move up one square 5 feet. Just right there.
Okay.
And stay there.
Mavra.
I'm gonna use my action surge to hit the wall twice.
Alright, make 2 attacks.
One of those will hit.
13 and a 22.
Well, the 22 hits. You deal 7 bludgeoning. And that's pretty solid. Okay. Are you attacking this portion of the wall or the other portion?
Let me see if I can.
Okay, I'm just going to roll that you attacked that portion. So, that is that the end of your turn? I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the top one. All right. Bam! The warhammer causes a dent, a kind of a small crater to appear. The imprint of your hammer on the stone wall. There's a loud crashing noise. You've damaged it. You hear a voice from inside there. Fine then. And the walls lower and disappear. To reveal the 4 of those guys, all standing upright. The one who was downed last, you saw, has an obsidian chunk or dagger stabbed into his chest. And his head is tilted like this. And they are all lined up. They kind of line up as the walls recede. And the most remarkable thing, as they step forward, is they are now each armed with a sling. A rather unusual sling. With kind of like a metal mesh construction. And they've each placed a stone in their sling. And as they whirl it around, the stones begin to glow hot. And I don't know if you know this, but if you heat up certain stones to the right temperature, they actually start making this ringing sound. Release! Kill the dwarf! The four of them make sling attacks at Mavra. These stones, as I mentioned, are glowing white hot as they fly forth. I don't think a 12 is going to hit you.
It does not.
Okay.
Good quality dwarven armor.
I think none of those hit. The fourth
None
one
of those hit.
attacks Equitas. And gets a crit.
Thanks. Thanks for that. Thanks.
Yeah, because that would have hit me.
The burning hot stone strikes Equitas in the back of the head and sticks there. It being slightly molten. And
How much does that all add up to?
it adds up to
11?
Well, some of it's fire, which you will
Oh.
cut in half.
Right.
5 bludgeoning, 6 fire.
Yeah. So
5
total of 8.
bludgeoning, 6 fire.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be 5 plus 3. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you need to make a strength saving throw.
Oh dear.
Well, thankfully, it looks like it's just a prone, so it's not too bad. It was on 18 and then...
I know.
You jinxed him.
Yeah. Thanks.
The stone swells in size and drags your head down to the ground like an anchor. Clunk! You are now prone.
That's actually a little funny.
You know what? It's not funny.
What?
You know what was funny? Those arrows from last week? When you were the pincushion? That was funny.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, we got a spider out of it.
Listen,
Here you go,
okay.
Ted.
He also shouts some words in Terran, and the elemental thing kind of shakes Akiri in response. And it is going to... It's going to throw Akiri to the ground and step on her.
Well, it was nice being awake. Oh no, he misses!
He misses with his step, and he has to step a second time.
She like rolls.
She rolls around. Rolling a natural 1.
Not this word, you don't.
You are unharmed as the elemental thing seems to regret its decision.
Yeah, no, she's out.
He's yelling at it in Terran, and he does not sound pleased. Okay.
Because that would have creamed her otherwise. Oh my word.
Close one. Alright. They notice Calda for the first time. Not sure what to do about it, though. Briff.
Well, friends.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Just 1 second. I don't think you rolled. Like I may be hurting myself, but I don't think you rolled to hit me with a claw attack.
Oh yes, thank you. He's just going to do the. Thank you for that.
I'm welcome for my honesty.
You are thank you for your honesty. And he hits you.
But I don't take the fire damage because I'm resistant to fire.
You're gonna have that to nothing. Alright. So 4 slashing.
I would just like to point out that half to nothing sounds like a early 2000s punk emo album.
Just take your turn, man.
And then I would like to
Yes!
smash up this big stone guy.
Thank you. Oh, you have advantage.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's true. All right, so that's a 20 and a 22.
Nice. Those both hit.
So that'll be a total of 28 bludgeoning damage with a magic weapon.
It is a magic weapon. Well then. The magic overcomes the hardness. Makes your weapon harder than stone. And it overcomes his resistance. So both of those are going to do full damage. Crack! Crack! So anything else?
No. I want to stay here. And that's my full attack action. I think that's all. I'm going to say no, and then I'll look real quick, but I don't think there's anything else I want to do.
Alright, if that's the end of your turn, then it's Bella's turn.
Alrighty. I'm going to pull out a wild magic arrow, and I am going to shoot my purple friend.
Okay.
Not trying to hit him with an arrow, I'm trying to hit him with magic.
Modron. Modron. Modron.
That's a
is a crit.
Oh my lord. Well, go ahead and roll damage as you critical hit this guy.
Do I just click it twice?
No, it'll do it automatically.
Okay. Alright, that's 9 damage.
And in future, you should go into your settings and change it to always roll criticals. So, or always roll damage.
Okay.
Ooh, so 9 damage?
Yes, piercing damage though,
Okay.
and wild magic.
I believe that it is a magical weapon, so it will take all of that.
Yes, it is. That's a 37 on the D100.
The wild magic takes hold. Oh my god.
Oh no. Possibly, oh yes?
Oh my god. Roll a
I'm very
d6.
excited.
Three.
Well, the two box guys disappear. And instead, a bunch of other things appear. It's just going to take me a second to find them.
What?
Actually, I think only one of the box guys disappears. The first one that you summoned. He just times out.
It's fine. It's totally fine. It's just a wild magic surge. It's no problem.
We
No way this would
love
go
it.
wrong.
So legit though, in my game, magic sorcerer also conjured two Modrons.
Huh. I actually don't have the token for this thing that you just summoned. 3 of. Which is pretty hilarious.
But I thought that you bought the Baylor.
Oh, you wish. So we are going to use... this thing. Biff. Boof. Buff. As 3 flumps appear and start waving their appendages around. This guy has dissipated.
It just became the most absurd battlefield.
Do you want to do anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a good long look at whatever the fuck this is in front of me.
Flumps are essentially meant to break your fall when you jump off a cliff in a dungeon. They're just creatures that are big and flumpy. They're like living pillows.
Okay.
I'm serious. That wasn't a joke.
All right.
This is a very Douglas Adams kind of wild magic situation here.
Yeah, it actually really is.
Modrons and flumps. Who would have thought?
Mhm.
Because we need to really watch out that a whale doesn't just fall from the sky and crush us, okay?
That might
So
be my
next-
next arrow.
They are just like looking around with their eye stalks and like kind of like smiling. They're like living pillows with tentacles.
Okay. Well, you know what? This is not the worst thing that I have ever summoned.
I've seen a movie like that, and it ended up being a very bad thing.
Bella, if that's the end of your turn, it's Calda's
Yeah.
turn.
Oh, so I have a very serious question here. Control fire. Let me put it up here. Control flames. I use this to move fire that's on their sling onto the rest of their body.
Any non-magical fire.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's the key. Okay, I missed that part. All right, in that case, would not work as an arcanist. I'm going to use this instead. Ice knife. I grab a little bit of an icicle off of a. This does not require vocal components, just somatic and material. Common.
Okay.
I want to target.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how to set up the spells for attacks and stuff. I want to target the head honcho there.
Okay. Well, maybe Jeremy can help you set up your spells. It's very easy. You can just you can actually click and drag them onto your spell book, into your character sheet. I just rolled a 1 for you. You're welcome.
So, thanks. So the nice thing is that hit or miss, the shard then explodes.
Yeah.
Creature in the 5 feet takes 2d6 cold damage unless they succeed on a dexterity saving throw. That would be. My save DC is 12, I think. My spell save DC is 12.
Okay. Well, you said you were targeting this guy, right?
The guy who looks most important.
Okay. Well, he was the only one who saved. So 2d6 cold damage. I'll just roll it real quick because I don't think you're familiar with Roll20, and I don't want to wait. Oh wow! I got 10 cold damage for you. You actually drop them. Boof, boof.
Dick.
He looks from side to side and up at you. Another one.
Have none of your undead sense around here, alright?
What do you think you know? Akiri, your turn.
That was my action. Could I
yeah, please.
Move to a point that breaks line of sight and use my cunning action to hide? Around the base of the tree?
Yeah, I guess cunning action lets you do that.
You can use cunning action to hide. Okay. So I guess just like around here?
Yeah, I mean hiding behind the tree, like after you just attacked him, they kind of know approximately where you are, even if they can't see you.
It's just like that is. They don't know exactly where I am. They don't have
you are hidden.
Feed on me. Okay.
Or you are attempting to hide. Yes.
Yes. I will roll. I can roll that beautiful stealth.
Go for it. Roll it and remember what you get. Akira, your turn.
All right. I am going to action disengage from out from under this guy's feet.
Okay.
Yeah, headed this way.
So you just kind of scramble out.
Mm-hmm.
You are prone. So it will cost you half your movement just to stand up.
That's fine. That's as long as I get out of there, that's okay.
Problem is that half your movement is 10, right? Or 2 squares, 2.5 squares.
Right.
Which means that he has a reach of 10. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So with just your move, you wouldn't well, I guess you could try to fly out. If that's what you want to do.
Could. Do you want? I would like to get away from him.
Yeah, you could fly. Yeah.
Okay.
You could get up and fly.
Okay. So
half your fly speed.
Yes. Would be 25.
Mm-hmm.
So just 25 this way-ish.
Okay.
Sure, like there.
Alright. How high up do you want to end up being?
We'll say 5 feet.
Okay. Are you having trouble moving yourself?
No. So I'd probably end up right there, right?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Alright, so you just start kind of like flap, 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 and you're like barely above the ground as you zoom out of there, dodging this way and that from the huge stone creature.
Alright, and then, do I still have a bonus action?
Yes, I think you do.
Cool. Bonus action, healing word to Cordy. Just at a level 1, but...
To Cordy?
Sorry, I meant Krim. Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Dragon friend.
Alright, go ahead. Krim,
15
it's going to be
points
your
of
turn.
healing. And that's the end of my turn.
15 points of friggin' healing, somehow. On a bonus action. Krim, your turn.
What's 9 plus 15?
24.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
I am going to use my two-handed quarterstaff to try and hit this gosh darn magma mephit. Can I do that? Is it close enough?
You absolutely can. What breath are you? You're using your quarterstaff. Sorry.
Yes, I can't.
You
I
swing
don't
out
think
with
I
your
can use
stick.
fire.
No. You swing out with your stick, and I think that's a hit. It is a hit. So 2 bludgeoning.
But it's more of a whoomph.
Whap! He is barely being held together by strands of magma stretched between his parts. He's really just a pair of fluttering wings with barely anything still solid between them.
Die, bitch!
Alright. He refuses. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Equitas. Maver, you're on deck.
Okay, so I'm prone. So I'm assuming it's going to take half my movement to get up. So I'm going to do that. Get up out of the snow, kind of dust myself off, and look over, see that Krim almost has that guy. I think she may have him, and I'm going to turn over to these guys and say, "Okay, which one of you hit me?" And
the one who is still standing, which is the kind of one that has been stabbed and his head is tilted, looks at you and goes, "Ugh."
All right, I'm gonna shoot him with an Eldritch Blast in his face. But actually, I'm not. I'm gonna shoot the main guy.
Okay.
That this guy here is still that's the head cultist guy, right? The one that's dressed differently.
Only one way to find
Anyway,
out.
he's dressed differently than the other ones.
Yes, I mean, as the token indicates.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go for him with acid. Shoot, that's a 10.
That will not hit.
Well, then, fuck you anyway.
He watches the bolt of Eldritch power go blasting by. Mavra.
I think I'm gonna get my hammer out and attack this guy.
Alright. Which guy? North or south?
North.
Okay.
24.
Wham! 6 bludgeoning damage. There's a loud cracking sound as your hammer strikes home. Satisfying. And crunchy. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Ugh. He's practically snarling at you. Or down at you. Pretty tough for a dwarf girl. I've known some tough dwarfs. The Earth Elemental does not seem to stop. It will provoke an attack of opportunity from breath. As
That's right, it will.
sinks down into the ground like their ground was made of air.
That's another 9.
That's another 9 bludgeoning with a magical weapon. And it does seem to have formed a pretty healthy respect for you. Okay. So it pops up again over here. Boom! Boom! Slamming down with those incredibly powerful attacks.
And these will be at disadvantage.
Why is that?
Because of my Path of the Ancestors, my spirit guardians are causing it a nuisance.
That happens after you attack it?
Yes, the first creature I hit with my attack on my turn becomes the target of spectral ancestral warriors, which hinder the creature's attacks. Until the start of my next turn, that creature has disadvantage on any attack rolls that isn't against me, and when the target creature hits a creature other than me with an attack, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack.
So on top of everything else, there are sailor ghosts flying around trying to tug back on its fists.
It's pretty dope.
That's amazing.
All right.
I love our group.
Well, a 20 to hit.
Shield? Does
I
shield
don't-
base it?
See, I don't know what your... If I don't know what your AC is, I don't know what shield does. So you need to tell me the total.
21.
Okay. Then it will miss. It will miss twice. And it kind of goes... And then it sinks down into the ground again.
Okay.
It kind of looks over its shoulder as it sinks. Like, no more of that guy, please. This guy looks around. He says, "You're a dwarf. You should join us, not destroy us."
Nah.
He says, "I'll ask you again when you're turning pink." And he reaches into his satchel, and he pulls out a small, lozenge-sized rock that also has a burning hot-looking rune carved into it. And he swallows it. That's his action. And then as his movement, he turns and provokes an attack of opportunity as he sinks into the earth, just like the elemental did.
Well.
That will miss. You are far too surprised. When he takes the stone pill, this guy, the one who has an obsidian dagger stabbed into his chest cavity, with his head tilted, collapses. He just falls to the ground. And when he hits the ground, he cracks open like an egg with nothing inside. He's completely hollow.
That's grody.
Mr.
So-
Stark, I don't
Haven't we
feel
heard-
so good.
Ref. One of your opponents seems to have left the field, but you're not sure about the other one. It sank into the ground. There are some flumps flying around, living pillows.
And they are adorable.
There's a giant spider. Actually, I should have had the giant spider start to run away. I forgot to do that.
Akiri wants her back anyways. She'll
It's
probably
run
end
this
up
way.
grabbing her.
What do you want to do, Bref?
I'm going to go over. I've noticed that this big stone guy seems to be focusing on Akiri. I'm going to go over to Akiri. I'm going to ready an action, and if I see that big stone monster appear again, I'm going to give it the business.
You're readying. Please remember that. Bella, your turn.
All right, well, I don't see a big rock dude anymore, so I'm going to come over and help out with the cultists.
The cultists are all dead, but there is still the magma method.
It is not allowed! As you try to cross the stream, this guy hurls his
Oh,
javelin
right,
at
that
you.
guy disappeared. Okay, I'll shoot the magma method.
Okay. Oh, did I forget to attack them with the magma method again?
Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, I forgot about that one.
It's pretty simple.
Well, I don't think an 11 is going to hit him any.
An 11 hits the magma method.
7 damage.
You had disadvantage, but that didn't matter.
Yeah.
Alright. 7 damage. He dies. And unfortunately, Krim...
I take 5 damage.
You take 5 damage, and he explodes. Make a dexterity saving throw. That's not going to do it. So you take 7 fire damage as the magma pops like a bubble.
In total, or is that already halved?
Not halved.
Okay, so I take 3?
Mm-hmm.
I take 3 since I'm resistant to fire.
That's correct.
Sweet.
Bella, you slew him. Do you want to do anything else?
Nope. That was a move and an action.
Calda.
Right. So I got that awesome critical, and then this guy just disappears. I'm a little upset about it, but it's okay.
Maybe he was intimidated by the fact that he could no longer see you.
It's possible. It's possible. So I don't presently perceive any threats.
No. Well, there are these creatures running around, but they are not scarred earth.
Yeah, I don't sneaky enough that they aren't even gonna pay attention to me. Interested in seeing if there's any information on these cultists here. So I'm in my stealth and just sort of on over to this one nearest the road and just do a investigation.
Maver, you watch as Calda reemerges from the undergrowth, reappearing as if from thin air.
Oh, hi.
The big one?
The big one over there with the hammer.
Yes.
Right. So I'm going to check and make sure that this one's going to stay dead. All right.
Great.
And I will roll some investigation.
Go for it. Well, you very quickly pat him down, and you find that this guy is wearing a robe. He's got several weapons and ammo about him, and he's wearing what was carved into the other guy's head is this medallion with the symbol of a riven mountain upon it.
Can I grab that?
Sure, you can rip it off his neck.
Okay. I'll save that as evidence for later.
Akiri's turn.
Alright, I'm going to land right behind Bref. Because he... Well, no, actually, I'm gonna go after the spider. I'll be like, thanks, Bref, and go after...
Okay. Are you going to fly over the trees?
Would know this, but that's probably a good move because it probably has tremor sense and it won't be able to sense you flying. But Bref doesn't know that.
Yeah, I was thinking that's the last place it saw me, so I might as well move.
How high are you going?
About 10, we'll say 15 feet.
That won't be high enough to clear the trees, so you won't see Srakik.
I'll just weave through them.
Okay. While you're moving yourself, Krim, take your turn. Krim? Did we lose Haley?
Yeah, I think we did.
Sorry, I kind of took an inopportune break here just a second. Move on to someone else.
Okay. Equitas.
Okay, so really the only that I could see, I mean, there's a little box here. We don't know where the trimmer thing's coming from. Alright, I'm going to kind of move here. I don't know if I'm able to sort of ready an Eldritch Blast or anything in case I see the trimmer. I don't know if that's a possible thing to do.
Yes, you could ready basically any action.
Okay, well then I want to ready an Eldritch Blast for the moment I see that. The moment I see the elemental in range.
Okay, so you are concentrating. You're concentrating on this magic as you hold it crackling in your fingers.
That is correct.
Okay. Krim, do you want to jump in now?
I'll ready a firebolt and
Alright.
just wait until I see the elemental.
Mavra?
I think I'm just gonna take a double move.
Okay. Go ahead and do that. This hooded woman is patting down the cultist and just took his medallion.
There we go.
Okay. It's the bad guys. Krim.
Yes.
You barely hear this scraping sound from behind you as
Hey, he's back!
Thanks, Breath.
now actually before I roll the attack, that will trigger all of your attacks. Well, not Breff's, because he's too far away. But Equitas and Krim should make an attack. And then the slam will trigger. Firebolt misses. The fire spatters off of its stone exterior.
22.
Uh... 22 hits, my friend. 7 eldritch damage. He takes the full 7. And you feel a certain satisfaction as the damage hits home. But then it's slamming Krim. Krim, a 23 to hit.
Hits just a little bit.
That's 9 bludgeoning damage as the second slam comes in. There's this scraping sound as the huge stone and earth arm comes slamming into you at 17. 19. That does hit your AC.
I'm pretty sure I'm unconscious.
You just took
Oh yeah, I'm
28
unconscious.
bludgeoning?
Yeah.
Definitely unconscious.
Yeah.
Crim goes down. Bam! So go ahead and mark yourself as 0. Bella, have you been concentrating on Fairy Fire this entire time?
Yep. And I haven't taken any damage, and I haven't cast any other concentrations.
Have you counted the rounds?
I have
doubt it's
counted
been
the
10,
rounds.
but I have not been counting.
It's up to 1 minute, so I still have a few.
Yeah, it's still going then.
Yeah, it's definitely still going, but I don't know when it's going to end. That actually gave them advantage on their attacks. Bref, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to, let's see. I don't want to make a double move, but I think I could still. I'm going to come over around. Yeah, I'm going to come around Big Purple here. Hey, it's Thanos. And get between it and my good Dragonborn friend.
Don't forget that's difficult terrain.
Oh, it is. You're right. Okay, so I'll actually be here. Wait. Here. Yes. Okay, that's as far as I can move then.
Okay. You're spattered with snow from the tree.
My rage faded last turn, so I'm going to rage again, bonus action, and then smack this guy up. For 14 and a 12, which is probably not going to hit.
Nope, those both miss. Bella.
Alrighty. Well, if he's still out of the ground.
Yeah?
Alright, I'm gonna shoot him.
Yes, actually. He used up all his movement getting to Crim.
That's a 14 to hit.
Miss. Kalda.
Okay, so rumbling thunder now that things over here have calmed down, and it's like, what? I guess I should help the folk. So I will go 1, 2, 3. Is this northern part? Do I have to be in the center of the path to move freely?
You don't have to be in the center.
Okay.
But if a space is all white, then it's difficult terrain. If it has some brown, then it's path.
Alright, so I'm going to move up 30 feet. And I'm going to launch at the big guy over there.
Okay.
He's an ally within 5 feet, right?
There
So I can get the
is.
sneak
Well, if
attack?
you're considering the barbarian an ally.
I mean, he seems nice.
I mean, it's Bref.
Seems worthy.
Fighting a common foe.
Indeed. Your light crossbow hits home and does 7 damage. I don't believe it's magical, so it will be halved as the
But I
bolt
get
strikes. Critical, oh yeah, rogue damage.
Yes, rogue damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an additional 2d6.
Sneak attack.
An additional 7, also cut in half.
Okay. So 14 total, cut in half is 7.
It's very surprised that a bolt, managed to damage it.
It actually, you fired the bolt in between 2 of the grinding stones that form its elbow.
Sort of observing this Modron, I probably haven't seen one before, but I might have read about one in a book somewhere, and so I'm sort of fascinated by it.
Okay. Well, it's your turn. Did you want to roll a knowledge history on it?
Sure.
Well,
No.
it's a weird little box man.
Yep.
Akiri.
I skipped that chapter.
Akiri, Krim has fallen. It's your
Yeah,
turn.
I was gonna guiding bolt purple dude, but then I was like, oh yeah, that's right, Crim's down. So she gets a healing word at first level.
Not
again,
unless you
15.
move.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'll move us a little bit closer, like just behind Equitus.
So you're going to try to recontrol Srukik.
Yeah.
Alright, make a handle animal check.
$18.
You succeed. You regain control of the giant spider, and you move north.
Like,
Fine.
I didn't want to go too far, just close enough to be in range of everyone.
The breath of life enters your lungs once again, Krim, as you take 15 points of healing.
So I immediately come back to consciousness and go notice he's right in front of me, and I just firebolt him, terrified.
You're doing this from lying down because you fell unconscious and fell. So you just fire straight up while you are lying on the ground. This ancient elemental force looming over you.
That's something.
That's a hit. 5 fire damage.
I'll stand up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna move out of his way though. That's the end of my turn.
Equitas.
Okay, so I am going to kind of move a little bit over. Hang on. Just a little bit onto the path right there, and then I'm going to Eldritch Blast Mr. Rock Elemental with. How is he looking? I mean, can we? Is that even something worth asking? And
There are many cracks, and he's looking heavily damaged. Not bleeding, but there's places where necrotic energy has turned bits of him to sand. There's cracks all over its body. It's taken quite a beating, but it is made of rock and earth, so it's still together.
Right. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add some acid to this Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
20, and that's going to be a 20 total damage too.
Wow.
Mm.
Bam!
Sexy damage.
That hit real hard. And the thing is, that blew a hole through it. He looks over at you. Mavra.
I'm gonna move up next to it and use my hammer.
Okay. Give it a love tap on the knees.
Hey, if you move over a space to like your left.
She's
You'll
still
get-
getting
she is,
advantage
but-
anyway. She's getting advantage
That's
anyway.
true.
Um, that is a hit and 9 bludgeoning. You don't have a magical weapon, though, correct?
I do not.
Okay. So, you will take half. But you still crack it in the knee, and it still snaps off a bit of stone. The massive thing kind of goes... It appears to make an evaluation. It takes a swipe at breath.
That will be a miss.
As you sidestep the blow, it kind of follows its own arm and disappears into the ground. A second goes by. Another few seconds. You're breathing heavily. It doesn't come back.
What are the flumps doing?
The flumps are kind of floating. And they are kind of flying around, just like spinning around in circles, and just kind of going... But they don't really seem interested in attacking anybody. They kind of fly...
They sound like pigeons.
They kind of fly over to Cordy. And like... Bzz, 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 bzz. And then eventually they just fade away. To the realm from whence they came. And we're out of combat.
Oh, thank goodness.
Do you guys want to take a quick break, or should we just keep rolling?
I could use a quick break.
Great.
Okay.
I can get some
Sure.
coffee.
Alright, we are going to take a short break of just a couple minutes and see you guys right back here very shortly. Well done!
Nobody died.
Nobody quite died.
It was close, but nobody bit the dust officially.
And we're back. You guys did it. You survived. And you killed an earth elemental.
Did we?
Well,
Or did he just...
it was clearly on its last stump. It had 17 HP left.
It's enough
So-
for bragging rights.
Yeah.
So it ran off.
We could have killed it. Good job, guys. I kind of thought it was touch and go there for a minute.
Yeah.
But we pulled through.
Is everybody okay? Who's hurt?
I think we need to sleep.
Yeah.
I feel like sleeping.
Probably
I have
not
a
here.
question. Who is the scary person in the black cloak who showed up in the middle of the fight, Brev?
Wait,
Oh,
is
I met
what?
them. Over there.
As she asked that, I equitas, and I'm just like,
I'm not.
some.
I haven't let down my guard yet.
I'm just like, that was some very fine arcanery. Where'd you train?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I saw that magic you did there. It was very impressive.
I trained. You probably never heard of it.
Try me.
It's like I don't know you. No offense, but we just met. Thank you so much for your help. Maybe we could talk about things like that later.
I'm sorry. I do this all the time. I'm too forward about things like this. My name is Kalda.
I'm Equitas. Good to meet you.
Now that we know each other, can you tell me about where you trained?
Not yet.
And I sort of look around and I'm like, oh, not here.
Not here, and I want to get to know who I'm talking to better first.
Well, see that.
I am sure you think you're trustworthy, and you probably are. I just want to make sure of that.
See real quick.
Yeah.
What would the general perception of someone from the city that I'm from be of tieflings?
Did I never tell you the name of your city?
You said it was the southeastern one?
Yes. I mean, as in most games, there's a kind of a prejudice against them.
Yeah.
A racial prejudice. But you might not necessarily subscribe to that. And there are some tieflings that you have heard of who have done good deeds.
Or, I think that when Equitas asks Calda, it's like, I need to trust you. I need to be able to trust you. Kind of gives sort of a look that anything. But is like, all right, and just sort of takes in everyone else.
So were you just like standing on the road, or were you looking for us?
No, I was actually looking for the ones you were fighting.
Oh, well, you're welcome for finding them.
Sure, we can phrase it that way. Yeah, I was, have you heard of, Lord Calsey?
Carsley.
Carsley, sorry.
No, I haven't heard of this Carsley.
Right. Well, I think there's a connection between these folk and Lord Carsley. I'm just trying to gather evidence pertaining to that.
Can I roll a
Rash.
history check to see if I know who that person is?
Roll it.
Or for spider.
Well, I'm like
You said
trying to position the spider away from everyone, like close enough to hear the conversation, but a way that she probably won't try to eat it. It's a delicate balance.
You said Carsley?
Must be of Carsley Fortress. Which Akiri mentioned is next to her home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about the amulet.
11, so I probably don't know much extra.
Sorry, what's that, Calda?
I don't know anything about the amulet that I picked up.
You recognize the symbol upon it. The ring of iron that it's worked into. The Riven Mountain.
Is it related to the Scarred Earth cult?
It is, in fact, their sigil.
Okay.
I think we need to loot what we can. We need to take a look at this this pyre. Akiri, I think we need to have you help us look at this funeral. Well, it's not a pyre. It's a sky burial.
It's a
mound.
sky burial. It's used by my kind as like, because we don't like burying Aarakocra in the ground. It's just, it doesn't feel right, you know. So we construct like nests, kind of, and we leave their bodies up there to decompose.
Okay.
I think Cordy would like it.
Yeah. I bet.
Cordy's like, yes, I like it. We like it. And then she goes back to her reverie.
Ah, yes, death and decomposition. Anyways.
Nonetheless, there is some beauty to that. I like that. I wonder why these cultists were, like, the only word I can think of is desecrating this particular sky burial mound. What would you call it? A sky burial
Yeah,
nest?
sky burial. Sky burial.
Okay.
Sky burial. Yeah, sky burial.
Their name may be written on there. Is it someone you know?
Somebody saw
Maybe?
their name, didn't they? Well, let's go look.
You find these broken set of reeds and twigs meant to decompose quickly, or relatively quickly, has been kind of smashed on the ground. You can see where the earth elemental that you destroyed, or nearly destroyed, tore it out of the top of one of the trees, where you can see where a tree has been, crashed into, and it was knocked out and smashed upon the ground. There are hollow bones that have been pulled out from inside of it and laid out nearby in a neat pile. As though they have been extracted from the sky burial nest. There is a piece of wood with some writing on it that says the name I said before. I think it was Kurek, wife of Us.
Makiri's gonna jump off Sraki and say, "Stay here. I'm looking at things." And go and look at the burial that they're looking at. And when she sees the piece of wood that has the name on it, she's just like, "Oh,
Akiri, do you know who that is? Do you recognize?
I never met her. She died a little bit before my time. But she was the mate to the leader of my clan.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember hearing stories about her. She was but I never got to meet her.
Huh. And I wonder if this means we're getting kind of close. For
I
one
think
thing,
we are.
and for another thing, obviously this brings up the question, why?
I know, and the answer to that really scares me. Or the possible answers really scares me.
Is it a ghost? Ghosts can be a little scary, unless they're pirate ghosts that help you out in a fight.
Well, I don't. The only ghosts that we've seen lately, Brev, have been your buddies who've been helping us. So I
And
don't
Samson.
think I don't. Yeah, and Samson, and frankly, he helped us too. So I mean, honestly, ghosts are all right with me so far.
Do you have a specific idea of why they might have been trying to desecrate it, girls? Or
I mean, the Scarred Earth has always hated Aarakocra. Just on principle, basically, because of the sword wings. They've always been going after each other for as long as the stories tell.
So
But
it might make sense for them to
no,
go after the wife of the leader.
I mean maybe, but there's also that. I mean, my brother's was probably captured by them, and I don't know. I'm scared.
Yeah.
DM,
Yeah.
could I have insight as to, in a more academic sense, of like the innate adversity between elements that add anything to this? Shed some light on the
Maybe
adversity.
there's something there. Um, but as far as you're aware, certainly the history you've read would indicate that what this pigeon folk person is saying is true. Is that because the Sword Wings are this noble order of knights who have fought the Scarred Earth cult. That's why the cult hates Aarakocra.
Okay.
However, if you really dive into the old accounts, there may be something there of a friction, an enmity born, maybe a prejudice born of animosity between earth and air, but doesn't really come up in a more recent sense.
While they're investigating the desecration, I am trying to keep sort of like a cocked ear what they're saying, but I'm mostly just seeing if there's any additional information on these bodies.
Okay. Go ahead and make another investigation check. Okay. You find daggers, these strange slings, hand crossbows and bolts, sling bullets marked with runes but now inert, devoid of their magical properties, and a few coins.
I would like to investigate the burial site.
Can Akiri help him?
The burial site? Ah, yes. Go ahead and make an investigation roll
Okay.
with advantage. Or I guess whoever has the highest can roll with advantage.
Okay.
Calda. What did you get again? A 12?
12.
Remember the guy that broke open?
Ah.
His clothes are still there. And in addition to the other things, he has a piece of parchment in his pouch.
Okay. I grab it.
Okay.
Like, I'm kind of interested in the hand crossbow, but mostly, like, I probably picked that up because I know that they're not exactly easy to come by, and they're kind of useful. Parchment's the thing I'm most interested in.
Okay. Are you going to show this to everybody?
The note?
Mm-hmm. It's a burned piece of parchment.
Unless it, I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't until I know what's on it.
Okay. Right now, it's just in your journal.
But I do say, to...
So take a look at that.
Sure. To breath.
Hi!
Burn these bodies.
Wait, can I loot them for
but-
gold?
Say, you all, I just took this hand crossbow here, but the rest of you, free, go at them.
Okay.
Burn
Did
them
you-
afterwards.
Okay, you didn't already collect the coin, Calda?
No, I just
Okay.
took the hand crossbow and the bolts that were made specifically for it.
Okay. Quinn, you
I'm-
search the bodies and find what I have already described. And in addition, you find that they carry some copper coins, 11 in total.
Okay, so Akiri was actually going to ask for the bodies to feed giant spider, if possible.
Probably don't want to.
Why not?
Necromancy.
But they're going to be eaten. How can you necromance an eaten liquefied
Just
food?
I mean, I don't know about your spider friend there, but usually there's some lingering side effects.
Like what? And she's like very interested now because this is cool.
Well, maybe a errant waft of magic brings back one of the hands while it's down in its spider belly and... Oops.
Cordy walks up and says, "Ooh, undead. Interesting. Undead flesh can turn your insides to mush. We should definitely feed some to Strakik to see what happens."
Science!
Yeah, I'll share the note. Shadir's note, right?
Uh-huh. So you find a... Calda shows around a...
Don't
a
forget, I
burned-
investigated the shrine also.
Okay, I'm coming around to that. Shows round a burned piece of parchment with some writing on it. And Akiri is immediately going to recognize this as Shadir's handwriting.
Yeah.
As I show it around, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not sure This treasure vault is, I thought maybe you all might.
Akiri's gonna hold on to it. Like when it gets to her, she's just gonna kind of stare at it, not really reading it. More just like, oh no. That kind of like she's been punched. She's gotten a good punch to the gut at the moment.
Recognize the
I'm gonna-
handwriting?
I'm gonna walk over to Kiri and sort of, I'm gonna put an arm around her and I don't want to read it. I don't want to try to look over her shoulder, but I want to make sure that she's all right.
Equitas, roll a D100 for me, please.
D100, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. $75.
Okay. The only thing you found among the broken bits of the grave, the sky burial, is a kind of a necklace, a strip of leather with beads on it. Not particularly valuable. Just a very simple kind of thing. Looks like what one might make for one's grandmother when one is small.
I'm gonna hand it to Akiri.
She's gonna take it and like finger the beads and look at them, and then she's gonna tape it, and then she's gonna wrap it around her wrist to add it to her bracelets.
Okay.
Thanks, Equitas.
Of course.
But Calda, I'm sorry. I was far away. You asked me if I knew who wrote this handwriting? I think that's what you asked.
Yes, I have some skill with determining handwriting. And
Yeah,
if you knew who it was, I might be able to.
yeah, it's my brother's. I mean, that's what we're doing here. We're going home to make sure he's okay, because I had this dream, and like the Scarred Earth, I think, had taken him, and I don't know, I wanted to make sure he was okay, because I'm just scared. I want to make sure he's okay.
The Scarred Earth is bad folk.
I know. And then after like the fight, and they said they yelled something about getting the frilled, and that's just something that keeps coming up, and I don't know. I don't know.
Is that
There's an old prophecy, old prophecy.
is immediately engaged?
Yeah. About a frilled Aarakocra, bringing an end to the unmaking, I think, or something like that. And then of course there's always the prophecies or sayings or what have you about us being inclined towards magic, which I don't know if that's real or not. But yeah.
Riding a giant spider.
I didn't use any magic to do this. I just was nice.
She's very good with animals.
Insight on that? To go.
All right.
Go for it.
So a lot of people use insight, or perhaps the insight is written as if it were a lie detector test.
Or
That's not how I use
it.
it. I'm just letting you know.
I'm trying to get more like a vibe of like if she's hyperbolizing her relationship with the spider.
Mm-hmm.
a vibe of the statement.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll. Not your best day. Not the easiest creature to get a read on, this pigeon Aarakocra. You have no reason to disbelieve her, but you can certainly read her manner, and she certainly seems young.
Her tone seems genuine.
She seems genuine enough.
All right, I'll take your word for it. So
I'm
what are you all going to find your kin?
Well, we were headed to Akiri's home to see what we could find out about what happened to her brother, and then go from there.
We live in the Whispering Woods, just a little way south of us right now.
Right, I think we're pretty close, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think we're getting closer. It feels like we're getting closer.
DM, have I
Yes,
is-
you've heard of the. I've written to you of the enclave of Aarakocra that lies outside of Carsley Fortress, and you were thinking of checking up on them after, but you got distracted by tracking this scouting party, this small raiding party that broke away from the main force.
I was hoping to actually speak in the Aarakocra enclave, not too far from here, I believe.
Yep,
Be able to help me with Carsley Fortress.
That's McLean. We're called the Skyweavers.
Well, I mean, you seem to be good in a fight, and you haven't, tried to kill us or rob us, so you're welcome to come with us.
I was like, oh, if I have tried to rob you. And she sort of winks.
And I'm going to kind of check, make sure I've got everything that I...
He then very awkwardly thinks that you're taking it way too seriously. Like, no, that was a joke.
Akira's just like, I don't have any money right now, so like, I don't care.
So you said that you were tracking these people who attacked us sort of out of nowhere. What exactly were you trying to find out about them?
I was trying to ascertain whether there's a connection between them and Lord Carsley of Carsley Fortress. A big problem.
Got it. And you're doing this in the employ of...
Hey, the employ of.
anyone in particular, or just because you're an upstanding citizen?
Someone. Lord Carsley.
You're doing. Sorry, I think you cut out there a bit.
I heard him.
Just sort of above Lord Carsley wants me to check up on him.
I see. And I suppose their name is top secret and all that sort of...
Liberty to discuss who it is, if that's what you're asking.
I'm going to look at Calda. I'm going to give her a very, very pointed glare. Say, yeah, I understand that sometimes you have to have secrets.
She a very nod. And it's like, hi.
I had a secret once. It was that I wanted to do a murder. Then I didn't do it, though.
Yeah,
That
because we
was
saw
not
Oh.
very secret.
That was not a secret.
No, that was
Maybe I
not.
don't understand what a secret is.
And there's
Oh.
the quote of the night.
That's really something. Murder.
No, because a shadow took it away.
Shadow took away the murder.
Yes.
So, well, I think we should start headed in the direction that we need to go, or if we need to make a camp, do we need to camp here? Is that
Well,
what
what
we
time
want to
is it?
do?
I would.
As you guys
suggest
have been recovering from the battle, it has
traveling more.
gotten a bit dark. You could travel along the road, and Kalda has a map that she has received earlier and has recently traversed the terrain that you guys want to go along, so that could help you. But it is about to get dark. You guys have barely recovered from the battle.
I mean, even if it's just like a quarter mile, just not right here would make me feel a lot better.
I agree with that. Akira now really desperately wants to
Yeah.
get home.
That's probably a
But-
good idea.
Can we, like, redo, or at least make the remains of the sky burial, like,
Yeah.
nicer? I don't want to leave it desecrated.
Yeah, I don't guess anyone has a mending spell or anything.
Damn it, no I don't.
Same. Also,
Well-
I think this is too big for mending.
Yeah, you might be right. but-
Akiri is now wearing one of the personal items that was buried with this person. Well, not buried.
Would you know
Sent
how
off
to,
one.
like, sort of rebuild it, Akiri?
Would I?
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Not unless it says on your character sheet that, you know,
Nope.
this would be something the elders of the clan would ritually
That's what
do.
I figured.
Is it possible? Is it possible that I've been here for like a month?
Mm-hmm.
I've observed some of these things and may have taken notes on their structuring.
Not to the point where you would be able to build one.
Okay.
Well, I think we
mean-
should.
It doesn't have to be perfect, but let's
Yeah.
just leave it nicer than when we came here.
I agree. Just sort of put the stones in some semblance of a decent order and, you know, make it look as nice as we can.
Put the bones back up in the tree or something.
And maybe when we get to your enclave, let them know that this happened. And I don't know if somebody would want to come out here and fix this. I don't know. I don't know what your customs or
Yeah.
anything are. This may be just part of the natural process of the burial. I don't know.
We can talk to everyone when we get home.
Yeah.
See what they think.
Okay, well, I'm going to start kind of piling what's left of it in some sort of, you know, put it together as nice as I can. I mean, it's not going to be even look nice, but it's not going to be look like it. Put all the pieces that I can as close together as I can, anyway.
You
Uh,
carefully...
while-
Yeah, go ahead.
That Calda, seeing Mavra sort of standing off here, sort of comes over and starts trying to strike up a conversation in Dwarvish about it's a hobby that she has picked up. To pick up any recipe ideas.
What race is called a?
Human.
Okay.
I regret my comment about humans earlier.
Ref, you are a human.
I know, I meant the other humans. I guess Calder would know I meant don't attack yourself. Never mind, it was fine. It's good.
Bella was a human too, and I think you might have told him
Bella
to
was
attack
a
Bella.
half-elf.
Oh, Bella is a half elf, isn't she? I'm sorry. Well, she's half human,
Man,
not half
I'm
elf.
standing
racing.
right here.
Hey,
You can
Bella, how you
see
doing?
me.
How's it going, Bella?
Danielle, does Mavra have any hot tips on brewing?
Share your method for.
First, I give you a look for speaking Dwarvish to me, since you're not one. And then I mention my most recent brewing project.
Okay. Could I roll sort of like have a sort of an academic, overly academic discussion about brewing techniques with Mavra?
You don't need to roll. You can certainly do that.
Just want to see. I just want the dice to sort of dictate how.
Eventually, you figure out that Mavra's last brew was so delicious it had healing properties.
Oh.
So
But it's dark by the time you guys finish moving the old, delicate bones to the base of a tree and brushing away some of the smashed twigs and reeds of the nest. It's now dark. It's cold up here in the mountains. You can't see very well.
Well, I guess we should probably just camp here then.
I think
That's
so.
a bad idea.
There are 3
Instead
lumps
of
in
fire.
the snow. 3 brown lumps in the snow mark where the cultists lay.
How's the bandit activity around here?
Great question. How is the bandit activity around here?
You're asking me how's the bandit
as-
activity?
Yeah, as someone who is there a bit in the past month.
Pretty bad actually. There's a large orc camp to the northwest. And they send out bandit raiding parties often.
Right, so I'd draw some attention.
The sound of the creek fills the air in between the pauses of your conversation, not very noticeable during the battle. More so now.
Are we settling down then?
I think that's the plan.
Alright, so you guys make camp. Do you light a fire?
Yeah, that's a real question.
Given the temperature, I mean, it may be a little dangerous, but we gotta.
We should, we should definitely make
Fair
it.
enough. I have, with my control flame, I'm able to start a fire with my tinderbox. Like the slightest flame, I can expand into a campfire almost instantly.
Okay. You guys light a fire, you warm yourselves at it, you feel the pain. Akira, you're all smashed up. You pitch your tents, and make an evening around the fire. At least you've got warm food. You can heat up the bits of your rations. Make sure to mark off a ration as you sleep through the night. You guys set watches?
Definitely.
Definitely.
We're not going to go in order this time. Everyone just make a d20 roll. Everyone just make a perception roll at the same time.
Perception.
You know, for having a +5 in perception, I just can't seem to do very well. Ever.
I'm a little bit fresher, so I'm real keen on the senses here.
Indeed. These guys have been out in the wilderness for a while, and you're just a day or two out from civilization.
Yeah.
And they've been fighting like every day. Even more brutal. However, you watch carefully, and as night descends on the cloud summit peaks, you watch through the night, and nothing untoward seems to happen. You wake up the next day. It's cold, but you're not so cold as you might have been were it not for your tents, your warm winter clothing, and your fire. And you are able to pack up your stuff and get on the road again. You heal during the night and regain 1 hit die.
Do we get our, if we have things to recharge, do they recharge?
They recharge 1 charge.
Nice.
As we're leaving, I want to go up to Akiri and hug her. And I'm going to say, I promise we're going to find your brother, okay?
She's gonna hug you back and say, thanks. I'm just really scared for him.
And I hug her tighter.
And Akiri also squeezes tighter.
And then we die hugging each other really tight.
Just like that.
Choke each other out.
Honestly, Krim would probably crush Akiri.
Especially after the beating from the Earth Elemental.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys have been traveling and struggling with the weather. And Kalda, you kind of hunkered down during the recent snowstorm and blew by you without too much trouble. Kalda, you are 2 days travel northwest, approximately. Well, 1 day travel north and 1 day travel northwest from Carsley Fortress, which is at
Carsley.
1715.
Okay.
Cool, we're almost there.
At 1715?
That's where the fortress is.
Okay, got it.
We're headed to 1615.
I am updating the calendar. So, where do you guys head? What do you do
South.
after the hug?
South. Yeah.
Kalda is noting down the descriptions of the different rooms, basically copying the with the description of the runes, just so there's 2 copies of the description.
Okay. You make a copy of the burned note without Gary's permission.
And since I have calligrapher's supplies, I'm able to rather easily.
Indeed. In fact, you can copy his handwriting if you want to. Creeper.
Could attempt to. That might be. See if I think that's in poor taste.
Her player thinks it's hilarious.
So you guys, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you guys head south.
I don't pick up on the subtleties of the social situation, and immediately try and copy the handwriting as closely as possible for accuracy.
Amazing.
Creepy.
I think it's hilarious.
Alright, so the way that travel works in this game is you get to make, you get to kind of pitch a skill that you want to use to help you guys travel safely and effectively. And you have to get 3 check marks before you get 3 X's. Now here's the thing. Because Calda has a map of the area and has recently traversed it and is now backtracking with you guys, each of those facts gives you 1 free check mark.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank you, Calda.
Additionally, there are benefits to volunteering that I have mentioned, the new house rules in the Discord.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
So if you you can make up a benefit like how Bref did when he found the farmer that he arm wrestled. You know, he kind of wanted like a little extra benefit, kind of made a friend. Or you can get 1 temporary HP when you volunteer, and that's succeed or fail.
Well, I have an idea. Starting this off, we're gonna take the giant, probably hungry spider and put her in front of everyone, and then scout ahead that way, and see if it's possible to like, kind of intimidate, kind of like. No, it's mostly scouting ahead on a giant spider. It's basically what I'm getting. But that way it'll keep
The
her
spider's
busy.
not faster than everybody.
That's okay.
So, when you say scouting ahead, riding a giant spider, I guess it does remove the problem that the spider presents.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's mainly what I'm going for here.
Well, then I'm not going to make you roll a handle animal check to, you know, take an X. So you are actually way ahead of everybody. No one else has to worry about the giant spider
Exactly.
trying to eat them right now. So Srockik isn't a factor. Who else is going to volunteer? How are you going to traverse the Cloud Summit peaks
So
safely?
are we still in mountainous terrain?
You are. Mountain and forest.
I would like to use a survival check. And I would like to sort of look around and make sure that there isn't any kind of poisonous plants that we might be trying to get into, that might be on the path or near the path, that just to make sure nobody, gets into something they shouldn't.
I buy that for sure. So Aquitus kind of keeps a careful eye out for poisonous or otherwise dangerous plants. Some of them tend to build up the slushy snow and can form a kind of a a crust whereby you could step in and twist an ankle. So there's that as well. So you keep a careful eye out. Make a survival check.
13.
Okay. That will succeed under the current conditions. So it's a long trek. But between Calda's prior knowledge and Aquitas keeping you guys from stepping into anything dangerous, Aquitas, go ahead and take 1 temp HP. The long trek down out of the Cloud Summit peaks eventually gives way as the forest shifts from those pines, those snow-covered pines, to a different sort of forest as you traverse the foothills and then the somewhat more rolling terrain. And you reach a forest with tall trees whose leaves are mostly gone in the wintertime, but even now, the bare branches, like interlaced fingers stretching out in all directions, rustle and rub together as the wind blows across the woods. Akira, you recognize this as the day swings to a close, long day of travel. You recognize this as home. This is the Whispering Wood. You're not far now. Do you want to kind of push on a little bit into the evening?
I'll turn around and ask everyone else. I mean, we're close. We're getting.
Yeah, let's go.
We're getting pretty close.
Okay. We're here. Let's go.
Okay, you guys push on a little bit into the evening. And as darkness descends, the twilight giving way to dusk, or dusk giving way to twilight, among the whispering branches of the trees, you begin to hear another sound, faintly coming toward you. Music. It's very faint at first. It gets louder as you close in.
Get off the path and stealth alongside.
That is pretty difficult in a thick forest like this. You can kind of keep your cloak wrapped about you and try to be stealthy as you're walking, not call attention to yourself. But really, if you head off into the woods and start cutting away through the branches, you're not going to be stealthier than on the road. You're really not going to be able to be hidden. But you can kind of be look unassuming. You hear these sad tones coming forth, and you begin to see lights flickering. And as you get closer, you realize that they aren't toward the ground. They're up in the tree. Up in the tree tops. And you see winged shapes flapping about. A couple 3 spherical nests, kind of shapes, small, up in the tree, lit by candlelight. And your group gets closer. And with your 3 check marks, you are fairly stealthy to begin with. You're not crashing through the woods. You're on an actual path. And Akira, you hear the music playing and you realize that is the sound of mourning. There's a funeral happening.
Okay.
And the flapping shapes are your kin in the clan.
Can I recognize who's flying around?
You can if you fly up there. You're too far away.
She's gonna hand the reins over to Krim or Bref. They both know orc, so they'll be able to keep control of Spider. And then she's gonna take off to go see what's going on.
You fly up there and you're almost attacked by an eagle-like shape that swoops down out of the night before coming up short and catching himself. The golden eagle, Sicker.
And she gasps, was like, Secker, no! No!
His eyes go
It's just
wide. He kind of pulls back with his talons, flapping. And he says, Menonai! Akira Mead! Come quick! And
No, keep going.
You are swooped upon by the entire clan, and especially your parents, who fly up ahead of everyone else and just ram into you, basically tackling you out of the air. And your mother screams out, My baby! My baby's alive!
And she gives her mom a big ol' hug. It's okay, Mama, it's just me. I'm okay, I promise.
About a dozen Aarakocras come flying down out of the treetop around all of you guys, and they regard you with wide eyes. There are ones that with curly feathers like pigeons. Those are Akiri's parents. There's a snowy owl. There's a couple of like red-tailed Aarakocras, including one very old one. There's some kestrel types, and this golden eagle who looks like a ripped warrior.
Are they speaking Aarakocran or common?
Probably
There is no Aarakocran in this world. There's common. They're speaking common.
Okay, so Aarakocran isn't like a separate language?
Not in this world.
Okay, got it.
And basically, Akira, your parents are fully weeping. Your father...
No, she's crying too.
They're not letting go of you. Your father says, after you took off in the middle of the night, we thought you didn't come back.
I'm sorry, I told you I had to go. Shadir helped me. Shadir helped me escape.
Yes. Where do you have Shadir?
No, I don't know. I came here to make sure he was okay. Where is he?
and Aal comes up. Do you have Urk? Do you have Quaff?
Sorry, one sec. Let me get my clan thing up here so I can remember who all these people are. No, I haven't seen them. I've been elsewhere. I don't know.
It's a very emotional scene. There are tears on all sides. Aal kind of smashes her lute and flies away weeping. The very old-looking red-tailed Aarakocra, Oos, flies forward and kind of perches in front of you all, and he says, "You have brought one of our own back to us." He kind of looks between each one of you, leaning on, he's kind of just like with wings folded and kind of hunched over on perched on a tree root. He looks at all of you. He says, "You have brought a hatchling of the clan back to us."
You're welcome.
She's not a hatchling anymore.
He points
She
up.
basically is.
He points up at the nests. That is her sky burial. We
What?
thought the worst.
Oh, but she's not dead. You don't have to do that.
Well, it's our pleasure to bring her back home. She's a brave person. She basically led us here.
Well, you saved her. And he kind of looks around, and there's still weeping. Akiri, they're peppering you with questions, so many that you can't even understand them. There's crying and hugging. And Oos kind of looks around and he says, "You look as though you have traveled far and fought
We
much.
get that a lot.
You have fought much, losing blood, and perhaps a great deal else over your journey. Yes?"
Yeah.
Hilda is trying not to call attention to herself and is taking notes about the Aarakocran practice that they also hold funerals for people even if a body is not present. She finds it fascinating.
Yeah, actually, now that you're looking up through the candlelight, you can see that there are several empty sky burial nests. And one of them is labeled with Akiri's name. One is labeled Urk, one is labeled Quaff, and one is labeled Shadir. The red-tailed Aarakocra says, "I am Oos. Some think of me as their leader of the Skyweaver clan. Looking around, Akiri, you are realizing that not all of them are here. The dozen or so is a few less. You're noticing the absence of your brother and Urk and Quaff.
What happened to them? Where's Shadir? Where's Urk? Where's Quaff? Where are they? What's going on?
Your mother, weeping over your shoulder, says, Shadir, he found some ruins, a temple to the south. He was investigating half a day's flight away. He and Urk and Quaff, they were inseparable. We didn't know where you'd gone. You've been gone for months. And then the bad people came and trouble started.
Wait, who?
Nobody's
Bad people?
Shadir and never came back.
Wait, Mom, what happened? What, Mama, the bad people who? What do you mean?
Stone things and dirt things and things without a soul. And Shadir and Ark and Quaff never came back either. They've been gone for a week, and oh, I'm so glad you're alive. My baby came back to me.
Does Calda overhear this?
Uh-huh. It's pretty loud.
Alright, Calda will go over, not to the Weeping Mother, but someone nearby, who the red-tailed hawk, the older one, and bring out the amulet and say, were they wearing these?
He bristles a little bit.
Seduce some.
Aye. Yes. That is the symbol they wear, and some have it carved into their featherless skin.
Tuck it away.
You come to us in twilight, with one of our own clan children, back from the dead. I thank you. And I name you Talon Friends, Farwalkers, and Twilight Saviors. Join us. Come for a meal. We were... Come everyone. We must give the Frillback family a moment. And he ushers those of you without wings toward a rope ladder, which, when you climb it, leads to a larger nest-like building, where a brilliant yellow glow shimmers forth. You can now see the flock nesting site of the Skyweaver clan. It's this structure woven between 4 massive ancient oak trees, mostly bare of leaves in the winter. And there are younger trees with their own branches woven into it to create smaller, more private areas. And underneath that, there's a few, normal, actual building structures. More like barns that house, animals that don't fly down below. And it's all very well hidden here in the woods. It would have been fairly hard to find without Akiri leading you straight toward it. And they take you up into a kind of a more central nest and start pulling out things to eat. You have light, you have warmth, and it all feels... everything's woven of twigs and reeds and bendable things. It all feels very homey. But some of the Aarakocras of the Skyweavers are inconsolable, as one child has come home, but 3 still remain unaccounted for. And as you tuck in, or perhaps you're not tucking in, but having an emotional reunion, we are going to end tonight's session.
Yay, that was okay.
That was a good one.
That
I
was a
like
good
that
one.
That was both better and worse than we thought it was going to be when we got here.
True. I was expecting nothing. But hey, they're mostly alive.
And things are starting to come together. We've got all these. We've got some things to do. Things are coming together. I think. Calder, you were great, by the way. Thank you so
Dude.
much.
Yeah, thanks for coming in a week early, James.
I've watched enough guest stars on Critical Role to know that it usually takes 2 episodes.
Yeah.
No, but I can already tell you're gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Calder would be fun to have.
We keep recruiting academics.
That's what I was thinking.
I think this group might need some smart people.
Honestly.
I mean, besides Bella.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, again, tonight is just the night that Equitas just insults me constantly.
Wait, how did
You
I
guys
insult
insult
you?
each other.
How did I insult you?
The insults are supposed to flow one way.
Is that how that works? I'll keep
Yes.
that in mind. But wait, I don't remember insulting you. How did I insult you?
Bella's
Well,
a
you also
human.
misidentified my race while
Christian
literally
comments.
standing next to me.
I was half right.
Yeah, okay.
Oh man, that was an intense battle we kicked things off with, and
Oh, that's real scary.
a very emotional end to the session. So we're gonna have to see how that plays out.
Do you think her parents will ever let her leave again? Probably not.
Pull a
Not that they did in the first
non-hostile prison break.
I think we might be able to convince them to help you go get.
I think we
her
should just kill
brother.
her parents.
No.
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, I will be reminding you next week that it is an option
Equitas,
to
you
kill
sounded
everyone
different
in
there
the
for a
city.
You know, Equitas, I thought you changed your ways for 5 minutes, but I guess I was wrong.
I like how I suggested killing your parents and then Equitas gets blamed for it.
Let's be honest, if
That
anyone's gonna
influence.
kill anyone's parents, it's gonna be Equitas.
But it's really not, though.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a few years back, but not right now. All I've done is mention it.
For the record, Calder's home life is actually pretty chill. It's pretty nice, pretty homey and roomy.
Well, you're probably going to have to wind up adopting like 5 kids by the time you finish traveling with us. So that's
Yeah,
for
and
the
you're
best.
looking at all 5 of them.
Yes, there's fewer parents between all of us than there are members of the party.
Yeah.
It is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Oh, and for visualization, Calder is like 5'2". She's on the short side,
For a human.
How old
yeah.
is she? How old does she look?
26.
Okay.
All right, well, it's late. That was a lot of fun, you guys. Thank you, Jeremy, player of Bref. Thank you, M, player of Akiri. Paul, player of Equitas. Haley, player of Krim. Danielle, player of Mavra. Kirsten, player of Bella. And our guest star, James, player of Calda. You guys were all amazing tonight. Well done. Well played. I already am dying to get to next week. And I will hopefully see you then. Thank you, everybody who joined us for tonight's game. Thank you, the man with no screen name, Swazi, Lion Nation, everybody. Kenny dropped in earlier. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who subscribes and keeps the stream going. It's really, really awesome of you. Thank you to anyone who watches this later. Keep in mind that we stream this game on Sunday nights, and I also have a Cyberpunk game that I stream on Saturday nights, and I stream weekday evenings doing prep for secret prep for both this and the other games. So come by for all of those streams or any that you are interested in. Once again, thank you and good night. Bye-bye.